Hello friends, I'm King 5 Chief Meteorologist Mike Everett here in the King 5 newsroom on this Wednesday afternoon. The last full day of winter kind of looked and felt like winter, kind of felt cold, some dark clouds out there. Those are all in advance of a new system that's moving in here. In fact, a series of systems that are going to make the first days of spring feel a little bit more like winter, but hang in there. There is some spring-like weather out there on the horizon. Take a look at our 7-day forecast here. Here's what we've got. The first day of spring on Thursday will be a bit on the cool side. 54 is the average for this time of year, so yeah, well below average, but look at the right side of your screen. Temperatures will warm up and feel very spring-like as we go towards next week. Here's a live look at SEA where it's kind of helping me figure out that whole thing that's gray out there. We don't have the numbers for today in yet, but the average is 55, so yeah, as we saw, looks like it's going to be a bit below that tomorrow. 7:21 sunset tonight, a bit of a muted affair. Increasing rain, mountain snow, and breezy conditions as we enter spring here with some heavier rain and mountain snow Thursday into Friday. Possible atmospheric river late this weekend. I'll show you what that looks like in a moment. But as we go into Wednesday evening, we are tracking some showers coming up from the south and west associated with the new system moving in. Some heavier rain along the coast and what will be the beginning of some non-stop snow basically through the next few days here. In fact, we're just going to see one system after another move in here. And then there is the possibility of this system here being a bit of a super soaker. So far, it doesn't look like much, but we're keeping a close eye on that. What we do know for sure is once that moves through, a ridge of high pressure is going to build in and things will get warmer, drier, and calmer next week. A lot of new colors on the map. We still have that gale warning along the immediate coast, but now there is a small craft advisory in effect until 5 a.m. on Thursday. That's Puget Sound, Hood Canal, Strait of Juan de Fuca. Just keep the small boats off the water overnight tonight into Thursday morning. Still going to be a bit breezy out there on Thursday. We'll take a look at that in a moment. New addition is a winter storm warning for the mountains of King, Skagit, Snohomish, and Whatcom counties. That'll be in place until Saturday at 5 a.m. Expecting some pretty serious snow, especially along the northern and southern ends of the Cascades. Winter weather advisory in place down towards King, Lewis, and Pierce County, so that does include White Pass, and that may be upgraded to a winter storm warning as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Put the future into motion here. That rain that we're tracking on this Wednesday evening will taper off. It'll be back early on Thursday morning for the commute from Olympia, basically all the way up through Everett, and that lavender color that you see in the mountains looks like it's going to be a constant over the next few days. Thursday afternoon will be a wet one. Right about the time the kids are getting out of school, it's going to get pretty soaked out there from basically Bellingham all the way down through Chehalis. By Thursday night, it starts to break up a little bit, but you notice the snow continues in the mountains. A couple of opportunities for some convergence early on Friday morning. This is around 7 a.m. It looks like there will be some heavy rain, especially down towards Pierce County. And then on Friday afternoon, the rain lets up, but the snow stays constant. We'll take a little bit of a break on Friday night there, but there will be some convergence over top of King County that could drive some more snow up Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass. You notice that orographic snow will stick around into Saturday morning. As far as the wind goes, no wind advisories in effect as far as the mountains or the lowlands go, but as we saw, there is a gale warning along the coast, and the Strait of Juan de Fuca and Puget Sound are going to be a bit on the gusty side. Nothing I expect to be too out of hand, but it will get up into the 30s, possibly some low 40-mile-an-hour ranges early on Friday morning, but then as we go into the weekend and everything pushes through, it looks like it should calm down. As far as rain potential goes, pretty impressive, especially down towards Shelton where we could pick up about 2 inches, and then up in the mountains, yeah, it looks like we're going to pick up copious amounts of snow. Now, some of the forecast models are going really big, but what we do know is Thursday into Friday, we're going to see a lot of snow, especially Mount Baker, Paradise, White Pass, Crystal, all getting well over a foot of snow. Snow levels themselves are going to stay right around pass level until about Sunday, and then that ridge of high pressure builds in and it's going to warm wonderfully. Overnight temperatures will be a bit on the warmer side. In fact, most of us will stay in the 40s in the lowlands, 30s in the mountains, and then the first day of spring will be on the cool side. As we saw earlier, it's going to be well below average. But the 7-day forecast has some hope, and it's starting on Monday. It's going to start to warm up, and we could potentially be tracking some mid-60s both Tuesday and Wednesday. So even though spring's going to have a slow start, we can still see it in our purview. Stay warm, stay safe, and keep it tuned to King 5, king5.com, and K5 Plus for your latest forecast.